Welcome back, everyone. If you're new, you're new. Welcome. If you're not new, you're still pretty much new because this is the second video on the channel. Welcome again. We're doing a tier list today on starter locks, and honestly, it's pretty cool. I like the idea of having a tier list to see how my opinions line up with the general people, as well as just looking at all the different ways that you can start dreads. I don't know how I'm starting mine. I have no idea. But maybe this will help me figure it out. Whether it will or not, I don't know. But we'll see. We'll see. Check out the last video from the other day. And like that one, like this one. More will come out eventually at some point. I don't know when, but we'll keep the videos rolling, or I'll keep the videos rolling. I'm saying we as if there's multiple people, but yeah. But speaking of multiple people, let's go to tier list me. Thanks me from 2 minutes ago. Much appreciated. As you can see, we got 4 tiers, S, A, B, C. I don't think a D tier is required. I don't think an F tier is required. Nothing like that is really here. You know, dreadlocks are very personal for a lot of people. So I don't think F tier is really applicable in this situation. First one here we have is that comb coils. Yeah, it looks like comb coils. Focus, camera, focus. You have one job. Comb coils. I'm gonna give that a solid like A. That's like the classic. That's like what a lot of people call traditional. So you know, you take some gel, you take a little bundle of hair, you section it out with a comb, and then you just go and pull back, and it makes a little twisty boy. If you want just like regular dreads, you know, if you want like the standard, the status quo, I'd say that is pretty much what you want to do. You know, good sides to it. They're very simple. You know, if they unravel, you can just do it back up. They're very easy to do different parting. Like you can do square parting, diamond parting, free parting, any of the parting styles. You can have really short hair or really long hair and get comb coils. There's no really required length of hair that you should have. Obviously you don't want to have like no hair, but even with like an inch or half an inch, probably if the person's skilled enough, you know, they could probably do it. 2-strand twist, that's what I started with last time. Again, I explained that in the last video, go check that out. The cool thing about 2-strand twist is that you basically have a style while having starter locks, because 2-strand twists themselves are a style, albeit it takes a while for them to come out. The actual swirl pattern of it, like the actual 2-strand look of it, that spiral, takes a while to come out. Mine didn't come out or it didn't start to look like a normal like lock until like 9 months ish, and even then the ends were still like I'm gonna give that a cool B. Hot take, one of the hottest takes you're probably gonna see. Freeforms, B tier. Just boom. I dropped the hammer and you're like, why would you do that? Why would you say that? How can one say something so brave? You know, it's the Eric Andre meme. I think freeforms are really cool. Don't get me wrong. I think freeform dreads, dope. And there's so many different types of freeforms. You know, you have the standard freeforms like the picture right here. Then you get like the wicks. You can get like those big like flat ones that look like dog ears. The reason why I'm putting them in B, to compare it to something, remember like half a decade ago when it was basically a meme to joke on hipsters? They think they're cool because they're doing the new thing. That's what freeforms are to me. That's how I feel about them. Even though they're not the new thing, if anything, they're probably the oldest form of dreadlocks, really the oldest hairstyle probably in general. I'm not a anthropologist or anything like that, but definitely freeforms are one of the oldest styles of hair. Over the past couple years, everyone's been kind of having this push towards freeforms, and I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but in terms of uniqueness, while yes, everyone's form of freeforms is unique, the fact that you have freeforms, so does a lot of other people. It brings down the cool factor of I have a thing versus everyone else also having that thing. It may be different, but everyone else also has that thing. You know, if everyone's super, who's super kind of mindset. Again, that doesn't mean they're bad. That doesn't mean they're mid. You know, that doesn't mean any of that. None of S through C, that I don't consider that mid. You know, C's get degrees, you know, right? I think C is still a good marking to put something, and you know, something's gonna be C. I'm not gonna say what, but one of these is gonna be C. I think these are interlocked. Yeah, these are interlocked. You can tell because of the really tight, tiny parting. So there's a few different types of interlocks. So I've seen like sister locks, which are like those really thin, like straggly ones. These seem to be thicker, so they look like normal size, like comb coil looking threads, but they're interlocked. I'm gonna put interlocking in terms of the maintenance. It sucks because you need to get it done a lot, which is a downside for a lot of people. It's a downside for me. I wouldn't want that. It hurts, and it's a process, and you're there forever because you have to go through each individual one. No, I'm not doing that. The good part about interlocking is that they never come out. Like the chances of them unraveling are non-existent because there's nothing to unravel because it's just a bunch of knots. So you know, that's cool. You can wash your hair a lot earlier in the process, probably do a lot more styles earlier in the process. That's nice. For me, I think that's like a high C, borderline B. If I could put it in the middle, like right here, I would, but I can't. Braids. So just like 2-strand twists, you can have a style while also having locks. These take even longer than 2-strand twists. To my knowledge, it takes like twice as long because there's so much more hair condensed into this little braid, because instead of having 2 just wrapped around each other, it's 3 braided into each other. First the braid has to undo itself, and then it has to combine again. Just because of that, the fact that it takes so long, I don't think it's worth it to do that personally. I think braids look better than 2-strand twists for sure, but the fact that it takes so long to get rid of them, that's a huge negative in my opinion. We're also going to put that in C. I think that's a solid C tier.
It's not
solid C tier.
It's not a gas.
Solid C tier.
Definitely not a plasma.
Lower than interlocks. Yeah, lower than interlocks, just because of how long it takes for those things to come out. So here we have crochet. This is the universal, just like how comb coils is the universal dread for like the beginner kind of thing. I think crochet needling is the everyone can do it. If you have straight hair, you can't comb coil. You could, it just doesn't work. The speed is there, the look isn't there for me. When you have short starter locks and you do instant the crochet needling, they stick up. If you look in the picture, all of his hair is like sticking up and doing different things, which some people might enjoy. But again, this is my opinion. This is my tier list. I'm putting crochet needling at B. It would get an A, but I don't want to put it at an A. I want to put it at a B. Yeah, sponge, or the tennis racket thing. I think that this is a cool way to start your hair, your locks. You know, a lot of people call it semi-freeform, but for me, honestly, even though I said what I said about freeforms, I think the sort of afro texture with like the curliness of it before it gets to the point where it's long, I really like, because it has like this cool classic like curly fro look. But then when it starts to get long, it looks more like freeform. That's why people call it semi-freeform. A tier. The A tier I think is deserving of sponge, because that's like the classic. You're a teenager and you want to get dreads, so what do? You get like the $2 sponge from the beauty store, and you just start, and over the course of like 2 years, then you have dreads. You don't even know where the time went. I feel like everyone that has used a dread, like a curling sponge, can relate to that. You just did it one day and you just kept doing it, and then now you have long hair. That's just where you're at. And then you may be asking, what's this last one, and why is there nothing in S tier? Because this is S tier, because it's whatever you want to do. My opinion doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what I say. This is just my opinion. But at the end of the day, it's whatever you want to do. You know, it's your hair, it's your head. If you want to use this tier list, I'll put a link to it in the description so you can go check it out. If I missed any starter lock styles or just ways to start locks, put that in the comments. Back to other me. Thank you, tier list me. You know, I hope you guys enjoyed that tier list, as again, there might be some hot takes in there. Might be some hot takes. Whether you agree or you disagree, that doesn't really matter because it's my opinion and you have yours. In the comments, if you disagree, put that, because that's, you know, I want to spark some debate, spark some conversation on this. And if you do agree, say that anyway. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. New channel. Check out the previous video from the other day. I don't really know when this one's coming up, but the other day, it'll be in the description along with the tier list. We don't really have any goals for the channel yet because obviously I just started. So again, this is just my own way of doing things. And yeah, I'll see ya.